Well, let's transition and talk a little bit about the election that's coming up between Donald J. Trump and Joe No Malarkey Biden. Because during this whole pandemic, a lot of people have been very critical of Donald Trump, saying he just ruined this whole situation. He handled it like shit. I'm not going to applaud the way he handled it. I will still say that it's been decades and decades and decades of putting money into the military-industrial complex while not going out and finding, like, have a global preventionist plan to stop diseases and, you know, anything coming in.
Not having Medicare for all.
Yeah,
I mean, that didn't happen just with Donald Trump. Obama had two houses and he didn't get it passed. So let's stop pretending that Trump stepped in and then everything just went to shit.
Yeah.
That's not how things happen.
Yeah.
Things have been a long time coming.
Yeah.
A long time coming. And Donald Trump, of course, is just so much easier to like rag on him because of how he behaves.
And the handling of the pandemic. So let's say he didn't handle it well.
He didn't at all.
But that's something that the perception of the left has. The perception of the right, I think, is going to see other things, like the fact that they've tried to silence the fact that hydroxychloroquine and the Z-Pack and the zinc are ways of treating, you know, people who have caught the coronavirus. As you know, my Uncle Bobby, I lost him this year, but my Aunt Marianne, his husband, also had the coronavirus. It's gone. She's doing well, I heard. She took the cocktail we talked about. So I think you're going to see this perception of people on the center and the right are going to be like, why did the Democrats try to politicize this too as well? So I think it's going to come down to the debates are really what's going to make a difference in this particular election, fam. But something's going on. Are they trying to hide somebody with their cookies and milk? Go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of people suspected this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Joe Biden's supporters are urging him not to debate Donald Trump, and they, they want him to continue canceling over the coronavirus concerns. Now, this is politicizing coronavirus to the T. I mean, we're having mass protests. They're having the convention. They're having a bunch of things. You could have a debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden and be safe. Fuck that. Like, stop pretending that that's not possible. What happens is they don't want Joe Biden to have a debate with Donald Trump because Joe Biden is really bad. There are reports out there from sources really close to Joe Biden saying that Joe Biden's dementia has gotten far worse. When's the last time you've seen Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Like, well, really? Like,
they're playing their game, fam. The Democratic game is to hide. We saw this firsthand as, like, on the California state parties, all these elections. When it comes to debate, the left is nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, we would show the Kenneth Mejia debate. Who was he? Jimmy Gomez. No show. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They do this stuff all the time. The best thing is no news is good news. Control the mainstream media. Don't get yourself caught up in a debate that you can lose. I mean, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Tim Canova got her to do one debate finally. You know what I'm saying? And she almost killed herself in that debate, and they canceled any chance of any other debate. Right. So they're trying to do the same thing here. This is Joe Biden. This is a man who can't put his sentences together. In the debates, he was terrible. He started to lie. He shit his pants on national TV, ladies and gentlemen. So now they're trying to hide him in these debates because you know why? Donald Trump will eat him up, whether we like it or not. Ideology-wise, maybe the left is a lot better than the right, but when Donald Trump got Hillary Clinton one-on-one, he had some moments that were just brutal. And she goes, you know, it's a good thing that Donald Trump is not running the country. He goes, yeah, because you'd be in jail. And they put that clip up time and time and time and time and time again. The man has WWE background in him, Donald Trump. He knows what to look for. He's been very coached. He must be foaming at the mouth right now to get a hold of Joe Biden. And if they do debate, fam, I think it's undemocratic to lie and manipulate like this. But hey, we're not a democracy. We're definitely not a republic. We're an oligarchy. So technically, they can do whatever they want. The corporation of the United States. So they saw the Democratic strategists and supporters of Joe Biden are urging him not to debate. Former White House press secretary Joe Lockhart said, "Whatever you do, don't debate Trump." And so whatever you do,
they're urging him to really not debate. And CNN has been talking about it, and they said that Trump will take the truth and destroy it, and Biden will be in the position of correcting him over and over again. And I don't think he should give him that platform. Are you kidding me? He can't, because he'll get creamed. I mean, Joe Biden will get destroyed.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. But another thing that they're also trying to do now is to blame Russia and China. There's going to be
Always.
like saying, oh, well, we can't have more elections because of Russia or China. And that can come from both the Republicans and the Democrats, depending on what they want.
Yeah.
And now that Donald Trump has been pushing the whole, well, the mail-ins are
He's trying to delay
secure,
the election because of the mail-ins, yeah.
which he's right. The mail-ins aren't secure, but let's not pretend the Republicans don't cheat at elections every election as well. So, again, these accusations of cheating, it's just, to me, it's theatrics. Like, it's just like a show.
So I watched this movie, The Irishman, last night,
Oh,
right? I
God.
didn't want to watch it, but no, there was a scene because it was kind of weird because Jimmy Hoffa had donated. If you don't know who Jimmy Hoffa was, he was like a Beatle character. He was the head of the Teamsters unions, and in the 50s and 60s, he was so popular. People loved him, you know, because he was all about small union, going against the big corporations. He gave money to Nixon, and a lot of his other guys gave money to Kennedy, and he didn't want Kennedy to get in. But there was this whole scene, fam, where they showed how they cheated. They went to the graveyard. They started writing names down of all the tombstones, then went in and registered in those things, and then went and voted for Kennedy to get him passed. Now, they're kind of doing the same thing with the mail-ins as far as we saw. We saw an article, a lady confessed in California she was upset that her dead husband, had somehow voted 4 times for the Democrats in the last 4 elections.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So you see there's a little scenes going on, and they're right, because if you start looking into these things, who owns the contracts? How did they get the whole thing? We're going to be talking more about this subject right now when it comes to the mail-in ballots. Not to say that Donald Trump is not trying to cheat himself, because the Republicans have their own cheating mechanisms, but when it comes to the contracts and a lot of the mail-ins, they're owned by, I guess you would say, zombie companies that might be friendly with the Democratic Party. I still think that in California right now, if you went over the primary and you looked in those mail-in ballots, you're going to see a lot of Fugazi Joe Biden votes.
Yeah.
I would love to see an audit of it. I can't prove it, but I know for a fact that's where a lot of these votes came from. And I don't know if the machines counting switched maybe a Buttigieg vote to a Biden or somebody. There's so many ways they can cheat, but yeah, that's
Bottom
it,
line is our elections aren't fair. They constantly rig them. And so once you allow that to happen on one side, it can happen on the other. And if it's not addressed, nobody's going to have faith in the elections, which is why people don't vote, especially young people.
I think the Biden camp is trying to decide right now what would be more painful. Avoiding a Trump debate and people saying, "Oh, you're chicken. I'm voting for Biden because for Trump because Biden wouldn't debate him," or if they do the debate, how awful Joe can fuck up the fact to be like, all right, that's it. That's the end right now. We screwed up.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, you guys. But it's just so ridiculous to weaponize COVID once again for politics. From the Democratic side and from the Republican side, they've been weaponizing it. This is why nobody trusts what like the information we're getting, because depending on what doctor you talk to, it depends on what political party they belong to, the kind of information you get. And that's not how it should be when it comes to a pandemic, when it comes to science. Science is science. It has no political affiliation, supposedly. Apparently now it does. And that's really, really dangerous.
Part of the Democratic game. Hide, and hide, fam. No news is good news. Use the mainstream media to get your message out, your propaganda message out, and avoid any conflict of any kind, especially avoid any conflict from any kind when it comes to progressives. They won't debate progressives. Has Nancy Pelosi debated anybody for a long time? Is Nancy Pelosi going to debate Shahid Buttar? She won't do it. She'd rather just smear them, use the mainstream media to push her thing, and just stay quiet.
Yep.
Like, don't let people, and let me tell you something, this is why the mainstream media is not news, it's propaganda. You saw the clip with Marianne Williamson the other day. She goes, what does it say that Fox is nicer to me and is less, harsh and attacking me? And I'm talking about bullshit attacks, like character assassinations, the same way they went after Congresswoman Gabbard. It's disgusting. All they want to do is push their propaganda and hide.